single day, I'm gonna make something great. That's my way. Every single day.
You've been sitting down for too long. You just stand up as a belief. You just stand up as a belief, and then open your left hand like that. Brendan, you're with us. I know. Can you come and join Brendan this side, please? You join Brendan this side. Aha. So you open your left hand like that, and then you can come closer to. Okay. Now, what we're going to do with the person next to you, just have your hand up there in the sky, up in the sky, and then with your right hand, your left hand is open, and then your right hand is up there in the sky, and then stick it to the open palm of your friend next door. No, next door. There we are. There we are. Then you may move. You know. Oh, there we are. Okay, you may move. You are allowed to use this space. You are allowed to use this space in this room. You're allowed to use the space in this room. I just want to check if we are awake and alert and still here, or you already gone to the World Cup before we finish this showcase. Before we finish this showcase, this activity is called gotcha. What is it called? Gotcha. So when I say gotcha, I would like you to run fast before you are caught, and the other side I'd like you to catch this person before they run. Are we together? I just want to see who is Viker, who is still here, or who is gone. You know, gone into Saturday. Are we together? Are we together?
Yes.
Are we together? So when I say that word, you run before you are caught, and this side you catch this person before they run. If they catch you, that means that throughout my 10 minutes, I should just be focusing on you, because JS Slavera. Are you ready?
Yes.
When I never said gotcha, but you know what I like, Duncan? On as Vaker. When I woke up this morning at 4 a.m. after having slept only at 1 a.m., believe it or not, as I was emceeing something last night, and I got to the airport. We are still there. I never said gotcha, but yeah, I like that. I like that. And I bumped into Femi, and I thought, at least we can travel together with my brother. You know, it was so nice connecting, because he'd never seen me live, and I'd never seen him live. Gotcha! Who was caught? Go ahead and sit down. Where is the controller? All right. That's my presentation, and a lot of people are asking about this yellow situation. It's been part of me for a long time. It was my first car was yellow, the Beetle. Not the modern Beetles, the real bike. You know? Yeah, that one. Yeah, it was a Beetle, and I was asking myself why this attraction to the color yellow. It's just part of my branding, by the way. It's just part of my branding, and I went through a brand building process in 2008, which is how long ago? 10 years ago. Yeah, I met a brand building person, and she asked me, what are your favorite colors? I said, navy blue, by the way. That's my favorite color, blue in all its shades. And she said, okay, you're going to wear blue and then have a touch of yellow. And sometimes I just go extreme of wearing even a yellow jacket or a yellow suit. But that's just part of my brand identity, like Lisa was beautifully presenting there for us. That's that with yellow. So today, what we're going to do, where do we press? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we break this transmission, and the broadcast will continue. Okay, there we are. And that's who I am, Hector Motivator. We go through change in life. A few years ago, people knew me as Hector Motown. That was my surname when I was still on Radio Bob, the station with a mind of its own in those days in Botswana. And I got married in 2010 and changed my surname to Matare. I was waiting for that. In my culture, when you take your biological father's surname, it's called the marriage. They even slaughter something smaller than there, you know, like a goat or something. So I took my father's surname, and then I thought, I'm not going to confuse the market. I'm going to stick to my old surname still there on the ID and a new one, but I'm not going to give the market the new surname. So I decided to go with this one. And I thought, okay, in the Bible, we even have people like John the Baptist, Jesus the Christ, and I thought, let me join the league, and Hector, the motivator. Yeah? So what do I do for a living? That's what I do. Yeah, you saw everything that I do, and I'm glad to be reconnected to Conference Speakers International and Speakers Inc. Now, I just want you to be sharp, and that's what I'm going to do with this presentation. For the next 5 minutes, I just want you to be sharp. And sharp for what? Sharp for what? You know, people will ask. sharp for effectiveness, for productivity, for all these things, beautiful things that you want to do. Sharp for service delivery. Now, the S in sharp for me stands for spiritual connectedness. Before we go to the next slide, there's something called SQ. Anybody who's ever heard of SQ? Spiritual intelligence. Give it up to Sonia. All of us, I know for sure, we know about IQ. When we were at school, you're given those little questions, lots of them. If you got a very high score, you go to grade 12A to do maths and science. You get a very low score, you are destined to grade 12H. BIPS, home economics. those will be your handwork, that will be your courses. And the pyramid was just like that. Right there, the few ones are doing maths and the rest of us are doing those subjects down there. So, and all these guys who were up there on the pyramid and are being corporate, executives and running companies. But something was realized by big corporates that these guys, they were able to run organizations, get results, but with people bleeding. Because they were not emotionally intelligent. And that's when we were introduced to EQ, emotional intelligence, where they were teaching executives, smile. Just say hello in the morning. The whole executive with the degrees and PhDs going for a course to say, in the morning when you meet people, just say hello. How are the kids at home? Where's my report is not a greeting. And then later on it was realized that, okay, fine, we got the IQ sorted, we got EQ sorted, and it was realized that, okay, but there's something missing. And great guys like Stephen R. Covey and Professor Howard Gardner from Harvard University, he came with existential intelligence even, and people were starting to question existence and the role of spirituality in the workplace. And in 1987, a lady called Donna Zaha came in with a powerful book called Spiritual Intelligence. And that's where she goes deep into this. And it's not religious intelligence. It's not about channeling anybody into any religion. But it's all about trying to tap into this spiritual world, which is very complex. And they started to allow people in the workplaces. And it was found out that companies that allowed people to practice their spirituality at work without imposing it on other colleagues, just to say, let's have a Muslim prayer room, let's have a Christian prayer room, or people who want to do Vumalibo. You must have met a few of us as you're doing going across the country here, who believe in traditional belief systems. When they were allowed to practice their spirituality, productivity shot up by 17%, because people were able to link their purpose, to link who they are with what they do at work. So that's when I embraced it as well, to say that I cannot say that I am sharp as Hector when I am not spiritually connected. I cannot be productive. And how do we get to be spiritually connected? Getting in touch with your Creator through prayer, through reading the Holy Scriptures, and then through meditation, or you just shut up. We're living in this era where we are so loud. You go to the gym, you have earphones in your ears. If you don't have them, don't worry. They're playing the music loud. You go into your car, the first thing is the music. And then my question is, when do we ever get to be quiet and listen to ourselves? And that's when I realized that most of us don't like that silence, because that's when the real you speaks to you and start asking you questions. So spiritual intelligence, to be spiritually connected. How do we connect that in the workplace? I've already told you with Donna Zaha. Go and read that book. My good friend Marlon Smith was my coach a few years ago, I think 20 years ago. He says, we are spiritual beings having a physical experience. And the best way of demonstrating that is when we are at the funeral, and then you find the body lying there, and then we go in and say, oh, and he's gone. But he's here. Who's gone? We're talking about the real person, the spiritual person. And then, to be sharp also, for productivity, we need to take care of our health. Health must be excellent, and of course, I think I'm preaching to the converted here, in that you take care of your body. It's the only one that you have. I am 46 years old. And some people look at me and think, yeah, he's Ben 10. Never. Anyway, I'm 46 years on this planet. What's the secret? I started to embrace things like drinking lots of water, eating healthy. And eating healthy is not eating expensive, by the way, sushi and what is baloney part of eating expensive? Cold meats, you know, and of course exercising, going to the gym. If you cannot afford go to the gym, you run. I mean, you don't pay. Do they charge you in Cape Town for just running on your streets, your beautiful streets? No. And of course, laughing a lot. Have you seen some people? You guys are a very wonderful audience. Those who are not here, people who come to work and they seem like they have Cyril Moon before they come to work. I mean, even jokes like KG's jokes. I mean, the person just serious. Oh my goodness, you're going to die fast. You need serious medical aid when. Laugh. And if you've got nothing to laugh at yourself. There's always something to laugh at. You know? Health is wealth. One of my friends told me, a Jewish friend told me that when a child is born, when a Jewish child is born, the first thing that they pray for is for health and for wealth. No wonder. They're so rich. They hear those two words first. So take care of your health. And then, in sharp, all motivational speakers touch on this word, attitude. I used to say attitude. I'm from the very, I get back to education, so attitude. My Model C friends told me, not attitude, Hector, it's attitude. So work on your attitude, work on your attitude. So that attitude, what is it? We can ask so many things about it. Go to the dictionary. The dictionary, Mr. Collins and Mr. Oxford, they will tell you that attitude is disposition. Now, with my Bantu education, I have to go to the same dictionary and look for disposition. Then my friend, who is a great motivational speaker as well, told me that, Hector, attitude is simply how you think about yourself. I am short, and you can see my ears are designed to hear nicely. And I'm from a village. I didn't have that Model C education. And when I went into Joburg, I'll be very honest with you, it was a challenge because you came across people who were speaking like Femi. Through the nose. Actually. And then I was like, actually, and I said, oh my goodness, I don't speak English like that. Are they going to take me serious? You know? You know? And that's when I realized, Marlon Smith, again, that coach and mentor helped me to say, no, Hector, embrace who you are. What's your attitude towards yourself? Even though you're coming from a village, believe that you can make it in a big city. And then attitude towards towards yourself. I just want to go quickly through this one. And then attitude towards life. Dr. David Mulapo, that amazing, great motivational speaker, is saying that in the morning when you wake up, what do you say? You have people, you greet them in the morning. So how are you today? That's the same as yesterday. Listeriosis. They're always looking for something to complain about. Your attitude towards your job, if you have a job, your attitude towards, isn't this amazing? Femi showed you his guy, I'm showing you my guy too. I'm showing you my guy as well. I saw this guy, I don't know when you saw yours, but I saw this guy about 8 years ago. I was going into, and we just met today with this gentleman, by the way. We just bumped into each other at the airport with this gentleman. So every time I walk into this and you find that thing that Femi was telling us about, good morning, sir, and welcome to my office. And then you are pressed. It's like, what? You even forget that you are pressed. And what? Then you repeat it. I was saying, good morning, sir, welcome to my office. Office. And you're in there, you're doing your business. You're thinking about that guy. His name is Aaron, the one that I met. His name is, you're thinking Aaron. And some gentlemen do wash their hands. Some gentlemen do wash their hands. And others do not. And then, but most of them, the hand passes into the pocket and they pull out notes to tip Aaron. And I thought, wow, here is one, you can call it with all fancy names, lavatory, ladies and gents. Toilet! Yeah. Here's one guy who cleans toilets, who makes just so much money, simply because of his attitude. And I challenge all of us. You find somebody who is in an office, this room would be half of his office. He even have this part in the office, but he has an attitude that stinks more than where Aaron works. So what's your attitude towards your job? And then your attitude towards the country. Guys, I know, I don't want to even to spend time on this one. When it comes to our country, we're having a lot of issues, I know. And I don't want to go there right now. We're talking about land, we're talking about, have we really found this rainbow nation? It's not an easy one. But one thing that I find all South Africans agree about is that we have a beautiful country. We have a beautiful country. And whether we're going to make it work or not, that depends on all of us
in this place. It's not up to the blacks, it's not up to the Indians or the colors or the whites. It's when we find each other. Going on that journey that Sonia went on, for example, just to really find each other. That, okay, what are you really afraid of? Can we find each other and build this country? And what is your attitude towards the nice things with, I just summarized them. Okay, and then what's your attitude towards the company that you work for? What's your attitude towards your agent? You know? You know, some of us, you know, having that attitude that, but looks like they give me work only. What about me? You know? I've been counting on Facebook. I saw him speaking 3 times. I haven't spoken once. So what is your attitude towards your agent? And what is your, you know, talking about companies, when I'm in organizations, I challenge people to say that how can you curse the very same ground where you expect a harvest? Sure. You meet a person at the mall. How's things at your company? Those people are going nowhere. And he works there. And it's like, so I immediately at that point, I can see somebody who's taking that company nowhere. Hey, what is your attitude towards the people in general? I see all people as my potential clients. I've learned that lesson. Did you see that story of a guy who was in traffic and then this guy was cutting in front of him and then I forgot he lifted one of the fingers. And then, yeah, because he was, why did he do this? Because he was rushing to this interview. He had to be on time. Then got to the interview, oh God, I made it. Then started to fix himself and then he was called to come in. It was his turn. Then he walked in. As he walked in, guess who was behind the desk? So I've learned to treat every person that I meet that this could be my potential customer. I become nice to them. Either they're not nice to me, but this could be the person who makes the decision about my next fee that the speakers of Note will put into my account. And then, of course, your relationships ought to be in order if you are to be sharp. Relationship with yourself, very important. Do you love yourself? Do you respect yourself? Relationship with your family, relationship with society, relationship with, let me see that, with the relationship with people that you work with at work. Yeah, relationship with your relatives and yourself, relative, society, and your teamwork. I think something is cut. Somewhere here, it's invisible, but I'll read it for you. Relationship with your co-workers, very important. That's when you talk about teamwork. Eendracht maak veel handen maak lichte werk and all those lovely things when we talk about team building, samenwerking. And then lastly, you cannot say that you are sharp if you are not purpose-centered at the core of your life. Why am I here on a Saturday morning in Cape Town when I'm not coming to be paid? Duncan, are you going to pay me anything for being there in Cape Town? I'm here because I know that this is my purpose. Any opportunity to speak, to stand in front of people for me, that's a great opportunity. So, are you on purpose? Is your life centered around something bigger than you? The big why.